You're making a great point about really an historic investment in Ontario's auto sector. You say it hasn't been done in 2 decades. I venture to say perhaps even longer than that. So please continue with how this transformation gets us into the electric vehicle sector and some of the other supply chain expanding that's going to go on as part of that.
Yeah, I get so excited. I could go on for a long time. So where I was is on the battery manufacturing to go into those electric vehicle, historic investment by Stellantis and in Windsor, along with a Korean company LG, to be develop batteries. And of course, the batteries that to manufacture those, you need the critical minerals, the cobalt, the lithium, and nickel, and a whole bunch of other things, which we have right here in Ontario. We don't have to go to China. We don't have to go to Russia. They're right here. So we're opening up the North, bringing prosperity to the First Nations of the North, where those critical minerals are, which is, allowing us to have the supply chain go from the critical minerals mining to the battery manufacturing to the electric vehicles. And Ontario is really leading North America in that regard. So I'm very excited. And you do that that's not going to happen overnight. That's a long-term vision. And that's how we're going to build really good jobs in Ontario and Tony, bigger paychecks for the working families of Ontario.
Peter, when you were approaching these major investors who are coming in to rebuild our auto sector, was that one of the key selling points? What were the selling points? Was it the supply chain, or was it the investment environment? How did you package it for these investors?
It's a lot of things, Tony. I'll give you some examples. 94% of our electricity in Ontario is carbon free. That's very important to these manufacturers, that they, as we go to a zero emission world, where's the best place? Low footprint in Ontario is amongst the best, 94%. We're working on the last 6%, which actually segues to Pickering Nuclear Station. We're looking at extending that. We have world-class nuclear assets, world-class scientists, engineers. Of course, that'll all happen with the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission's approval. The experts have to do that. But that's part of the future, to be able to generate the electricity. And it goes even further than that. In Hamilton and in Sault Ste. Marie, the steel production by Dofasco and Algoma, respectively, has typically been done by coal. We're working together with the federal government, provincially, and those manufacturers to convert them to electricity, which is in progress now, to make it clean steel or green steel. So from end to end, Ontario has a fantastic story, whether it's electricity, manufacturing, skilled labor, position in the markets, and a mentality to kind of get things done and bring those jobs to Ontario.
Can we switch back just a little bit to cost of living? Obviously, the inflation numbers came out and just recently, and cost of living, cost of groceries, still a big issue out there. So what's your assessment of the situation, and how is Ontario meeting those concerns?
Well, first off, yeah, you're right. Inflation is coming down, came down again this morning, but it's still very high. And people are feeling the pinch, whether they go to the grocery store, whether they have to pay rent, or they have to fill up at the gas station. And I very much understand that. Tony, you and I have been around long enough to remember in the 80s, inflation got to almost 20%, and interest rates got to 12%. So, we will get through this. And to help people get through this, we've done a bunch of things, and we continue to monitor how we're doing these things. But you'll recall back in the spring, we took off the license plate stickers from the cars. So, we got almost 8 million drivers in this province. So if your car comes up for renewal in October, you're not paying the $120 to renew it. That's money in your pocket. We reduced the gas tax by 5.7 cents a liter for 6 months. Just this month, the minimum wage was increased to $15.50 here in Ontario. That's the second highest in the country. And we've just in my recent budget passed additional measures that low-income workers can take more of that money home, that they're paying less tax. In fact, the lowest personal income tax for low-income workers in the country is right here in Ontario. And we also have some things that are coming through in the tax year that's just going to end this year. So they'll get money back early in 2023, like the staycation tax credit. we encourage people that if you travel in Ontario, stay at an Ontario bed and breakfast or hotel or whatever, you can family can get up to $400 back into their pockets for traveling in Ontario. So that'll hit their pocketbooks in early in the new year. And let me just say this, Tony, we
Yep.
continue to monitor the situation, and we understand some of the challenges
Sure.
people are going through.